Porridge. Let's rub it on my arm. As you do to layer fragrances, of course. Oh, that's hot. Ow, 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 ow. Yes, good morning. It is that time of the week again. It is my late shift at work, which means we're going to do a weird layering video. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, so I thought, while I've got a bit of time to go for a run this morning before I start, I might as well do another one of that. And what you would have just seen, of course, was I was boiling up some porridge. Yes, I had porridge in the microwave, and I must admit, it's not a good idea to put it on your arm while it's still kind of cooking, because I had to wash it off quite quickly, or brush it off at least, so it didn't actually just completely burn my arm. But can we still smell it? So we're going to go straight into, can I actually still detect anything, and what can I smell from that layering? Okay, so yeah, so I decided today, obviously, because I've done like milk, I've rubbed all sorts of weird things on my arms before, which you would have seen. I thought I'd just use water today because I want it to be the pure smell of porridge. Now, the inspiration of this, other than just doing a strange video because I've been doing it, is actually I had a Lush face mask, which come in bottles like this. One of them actually did have porridge oats in, and it did have this really oaty smell to it, almost like a carb smell. You'll know what I mean. If you've had porridge, it's got a very distinctive smell. It's not particularly strong, but it's quite easy to detect. And in terms of initial impressions, yeah, it's nothing too strong. I've just smelled my other arm just to see what the difference is. There is this kind of oaty smell. There's like a bit of an oat milk sort of smell to it, but it's not very powerful. But why I think this one could work today is obviously porridge is quite a thick substance. I probably, next time if I do this one again, would have made it a little bit thicker and just let it cook fully before rubbing it in. But we'll see how this one goes today. What I'm going to do, I'm going to grab one of my little sample packs quickly. So let's use today. We'll use this one here, Ocean Musk by Marks and Spencer. Now this is actually a clone of Davidoff Cool Water, and it is a very good one actually. I smelled it again the other day in M&S when I was in London, and it's really good. There's not very much left of this one, so I'm just going to put a few drops on this side where I put the porridge, and I'm just going to put the rest of it on the side without, and then I can chuck that one away. But yes, definitely a Davidoff Cool Water type clone. It's very, very much that nice spicy green. Feels like deep sea. That's what I get from this one. I like the name Ocean Musk. I think that's actually as good as Cool Water, to be honest. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let that sit for a little bit, get myself ready, do some stretching, and then we'll see if there's any difference between the two sides and how the layering of the porridge on does feel. Okay, so stretching all done, it is now time to smell my arms. And the first thing I can detect between the two sides is how much more sticky this side is. You can tell that there's been something else that's been on my arm. It's almost like you've eaten like some sweets. You know, sometimes when you've had like really melted sweets because it's been a hot day. That's what it kind of feels like. It's not very pleasant. But anyway, let's give it a smell. So that side's the side without the layering. Sorry, with the layering. This is the side without the layering on my watch side. Well, there's one obvious thing I can get straight away. This side is stronger. Now, that might just be because I applied potentially a little bit more on that side. It might be because that porridge has made it quite sticky on that side, and the fragrance is really locking into that. But in terms of smell, it smells exactly the same. There's no real scent coming from most. And let's be honest, porridge, again, it isn't a really strong smell. It's got a smell to it, but it's not really prominent. It's not something that you think, oh, it's going to be in loads of fragrances. Otherwise, it would be a popular note in fragrances if it was strong, but it's just not. But at the moment, there's no two ways about it. It's definitely stronger, and I do think that is just because it is very, very sticky. As I said, it's not comfortable, but it does seem to be working. So what we're going to do, we're going to head out. We're going to do 3 checkpoints on my run. I'm going to try and do about 10 miles. Every few miles, we'll see how it changes, how it develops, whether that's in terms of scent, in terms of performance as well. So yeah, really looking forward to giving this one a try. I'll see you out there. Well, the sun is out again, and according to the forecast, another heat wave is coming. I'm just hoping it's coming a little bit later, maybe for my holiday that is coming up. But we are going to be talking today about some weird layering. It's all about porridge. I love porridge, I really do. And the reason I thought it might do okay today is when I have porridge, I really like it quite thick. And the reason it's known for its health benefit is because it kind of makes this gel-like substance, and that helps lower cholesterol, helps to kind of, you know, pick up any things you don't really want in your arteries and clear them out of your system. And obviously I found from my experience of doing these sort of weird layering videos, it's those thick gel-like substances that tend to work the best, certainly work better than things that are more watery and runny. So petroleum jelly and sort of gels and creams have definitely been the best so far, but not many food items have. So hopefully today this one will do well. Let's do checkpoint 1. Oh, hiccup. Okay, so from that initial impressions clip I just did, it's certainly not as sticky as it was on my arm. It feels like it's got a bit drier and almost become a bit more crusty than anything else. But there's no two ways about it. At the moment, it's still stronger on the porridge side. Again, am I detecting any note of porridge or any sort of oaty carb night? No, not at all. But other than that, it is doing pretty well. It smells absolutely fine. And yeah, it's not unpleasant in that sense. The only thing that's unpleasant is it's my feel on the skin. It does have that drying effect. Almost like, you know, when you've washed your hands too much in the winter and they start to split and get crusty. That's what I'm getting. But ultimately, the main thing I really want is it to improve the performance. And at the moment, that's what it seems to be doing. So yeah, checkpoint 1 seems to be going pretty well overall. So we'll do another sort of update in about 3 miles time. Well, I'll tell you what, where I'm currently running at the minute, there's this horrible sewage smell. So let's get by that before I do checkpoint 2. But I have to say, this clone of, and then Ocean Must, the clone of cool water, is very good. My only criticism, and this is why I do the layering videos with the M&S ones, is their performance, because you can get 100 ml of these for £12, which I think is a bargain. But like a lot of cheap fragrances, it starts quite strong for the first hour or two, and then after that you just completely lose it. It just completely loses its strength and performance. And I think that's purely because the oils in this aren't particularly high quality. But other than that, in terms of replicating smells, this is really good. But let's do checkpoint 2 then. So that's the layering side. Now it's been over an hour. It's been about an hour and a half since I applied this fragrance. And on the left side with the layering, it's about 70-75% as strong, which is really impressive, I must admit, because even the original cool water is not that strong. And then on the side without the layering, it's about 40-45% as strong. Again, why that is, I'm not particularly sure. I'd love to say it's the porridge, but it might just purely be sometimes I become a little bit nose blind. What I'm going to do actually, because of this, I'm going to smell my left or right hand side first, and then my left side. Yeah, so sometimes what I find with these layering videos, if you smell one side first and then you don't give enough of a break to smell the other side, you almost don't realise how strong the left or the other side is, because you've still got that smell up your nose. So I'm going to say it's probably nearer 60% strength on the layering side and probably about 45% on the long layering side, but it's definitely stronger on that porridge side. And I think it really is the fact it's quite sticky on there. It still doesn't feel very nice on my arm. It's now where I've warmed up a little bit, it does feel a little bit sticky again. It's not very pleasant, but I do think that in some ways it's just keeping that fragrance locked in. And it's something I may look at in future videos, maybe trying like a sticky substance, just to see if that really does help cling fragrances onto your skin more. Now of course, you're not going to want things that are sticky around your neck and where you apply fragrances in general. But if you've got something where you don't mind where it is, so sometimes I even think like on my, well, like in the summer for example, sometimes they do say when you're out running maybe spray your knees, because obviously when you're moving it brings up the aroma. That's a place where it's not going to get caught on any clothing or in the joints of my, other parts of your body. That might be an okay place to apply something that's stickier to increase the fragrance longevity. What am I talking about? I'm waffling on, but ultimately we're still just looking about the performance, and at the moment there's no two ways about it. The porridge side is working better. Okay, final checkpoint. I'm on to the third loop round. I barely look like I've even tried, but I always take it easy on this morning so I don't fall asleep at work when it gets to 10 o'clock at night. Let's see if anything has changed, and then we'll do an indoor impressions when we get back. Oh, okay. Right. So it has been over 2 hours now since I applied the porridge on my arm, and there's no two ways about it now. The fragrance it's starting to wear off in general. Now this is, again, about hour and 45 minutes probably since I applied the fragrance. That's kind of what I expect with these M&S ones. They don't last a lot longer than that, and it's a real shame, but they definitely are more suited to being a top-up spray. This is one that I'd definitely more likely put in my bag than wear to get me through the whole day. I mean, they do have some stronger ones. Smoke Food is a little bit stronger, but again, that may last 3 hours and fall off as well. And this one now is starting to fall off, and I don't think the Porridge has got enough scent quality about it or any sort of real aroma about it to kind of bring it back once that sort of stickiness, which does feel like it's worn off now. I think it's kind of got worn off on my coat a little bit. It does seem to have really fallen off now, and yeah, I'm probably only getting about 20% performance with it on the left side. I can still detect it, but I've got to really dig my nose in. And then on the side without the layering, to be honest, if I didn't know I'd applied a fragrance, I probably would have said there's nothing there. It's about 5% if anything. So yeah, overall a bit disappointing now, but not to be too unexpected based on my experience with these M&S sprays. But yeah, overall it's done pretty well. But what we'll do when we get back, we'll do an indoor impressions as well, and just see if when I'm inside, when my nose is a bit more unblocked from all this pollen and hay fever, if there is more of a fragrance in there than I'm still realising at the moment. So there we are back. It is now time to smell mine. So it's been about over 45 minutes since I smelled the fragrance and the layering. So this is the layering side. And that's the non-layering side. Well, there's no two ways about it. I'm getting about 10% here. Nothing here at all. Absolutely nothing. That's completely gone on that side. So the kind of main thing here is it has worked. But is it because of the layering? Is it because for some reason the fragrance was a bit stronger? Maybe I applied a bit more on this side. Or is it kind of the composition of it? Because I don't think the actual scent of Porridge, as we touched on, has done anything today. I was kind of hoping to get a bit of an oaty smell, because I actually do quite like that smell. But it ultimately still smells like the fragrance. And that's one good thing. This, it doesn't smell bad in one sense. It still smells very much like the fragrance. But is it the stickiness? And this is something I'm going to try a bit more now. I'm going to try and see if there's a sticky substance I can use. Almost like a, I don't want to use like a glue, because glue has a strong scent in itself. But maybe some sort of cream, maybe a sweet, some sort of, I don't know, gummy sweet that I can sort of rub on my arm to make it sticky. I think that would work. And add maybe a gourmand feel. Maybe we'll try that at some point as well. But has it worked today? Yes, it has. Do I think you should rub Porridge on your arm? No, I don't. But yeah, if you want to try it, go for it. I'm sure there's certainly been worse things I've rubbed on my arms doing these challenges over the last few months. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this one today. As I said, at least I can still smell the fragrance. But Ocean Musk, it's not the strongest, but then neither is Cool Water. I do recommend, if you do like the scent of Cool Water, the Essence Vault 118, a really, really good clone. And certainly stronger than the original, but more expensive than the fragrances clone. I've done a review on that, so definitely worth checking it out if you like Cool Water. But thanks for watching today. Better get off to work now. Catch you later.